Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Look, today we're going to do something big. We are going to fundamentally shift how you value your very existence. Because think about it, we spend so much of our lives hyper-focused on accumulating money, right? And while we're doing that, we completely ignore the fact that our actual ultimate wealth is literally slipping right through our fingers. So let's dive straight in and see how we can move away from this blind focus on cash and transition into fiercely protecting our time.
Okay, let me throw a slightly wild but entirely serious question at you. Would you take 1 crore rupees right now, today, if the one absolute condition was that you would not wake up tomorrow morning? You'd have to spend it all today. I mean, is there a single person watching this who would actually say yes? Of course not. No way. So what does that tell us? It completely shatters this illusion we carry around. It proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that simply waking up tomorrow morning is worth far more to you than 100 crore rupees. And yet, we treat our days so casually.
You see, every single day, you are literally handed a highly specific expiring currency. 86,400, that is your daily bank account, measured in seconds. Imagine for a second if this was actual cash, right? Deposit into your checking account every single morning, but any amount you didn't spend by midnight just vanished. Poof, gone. You would absolutely make sure every single rupee was put to use. You wouldn't just sit on the couch and watch it disappear. But because it's time, we just let thousands of these precious units drain away without a second thought.
This whole idea actually maps perfectly to an ancient concept. In the Atharva Veda, time, or kal, isn't described as a ticking clock, it's described as a horse, a wild, incredibly fast horse that has absolutely zero price tag and stops for absolutely no one. You basically have two choices here. You can either figure out how to ride this horse, or you can stand back and watch it blow right past you. But once it passes, you cannot buy it back.
And honestly, this isn't just dusty ancient philosophy either. It echoes right into modern pop culture. You might remember the famous line from Howard Stark, "All the money in the world can't buy a second of time." You can buy diamonds, you can buy mansions, sure, because those things have a set price. Time does not. It is the ultimate non-renewable resource. So it begs the question, how exactly do the most successful people in history treat this resource?
Section 1. The Billionaire Time Mindset. Let's shift gears a bit and look at how historical titans and modern billionaires actually put this into practice.
People look at Warren Buffett and just assume he got rich because he invested his money early. Actually, no. He invested his time correctly. At age 6, while literally every other kid was just playing around, letting that horse run by, right? Buffett was buying packs of Coca-Cola and gum and selling them door to door for a 5% profit. By age 11, he wasn't making excuses about being a broke kid. He was delivering newspapers specifically to fund his very first stock market investments. By 16, the guy had accumulated $3,000. He didn't just stumble into having money early. He forcefully packed his early time with real productive action.
And you see this fierce guarding of time everywhere in history. Take Mahatma Gandhi, for example. During the Dandi March, an English reporter named Walker literally tried to stop him for an interview. This interview would have made Gandhi famous across all the English newspapers. But Gandhi? He just kept his fast walking pace and simply said, "If you are a walker, I am a walker too," and just kept right on going. The time dedicated to his mission was infinitely more valuable than media fame. Abraham Lincoln didn't sit around waiting for ideal study conditions. He juggled heavy farm labor, studying, and helping his dad all at the same time. And today, Elon Musk famously dedicates 100 to 120 hours a week to his companies. Success isn't a lottery ticket. It is the direct byproduct of a relentless, bordering on obsessive investment of time.
All right, Section 2, the true cost of entertainment. We are about to calculate exactly how much your daily distractions are bleeding you dry.
Let's do the hard math here, because time literally is currency. Say someone makes 30,000 rupees a month working 6 hours a day, taking weekends off. Their hourly value breaks down to roughly 167 rupees. Now, if they waste 5 hours a day on pure mind-numbing distraction, that is essentially setting fire to over 25,000 rupees a month. And wait, it gets worse. If you're actively working to improve your future skills, your hourly value naturally goes up. Say it jumps to 227 rupees an hour. Wasting those same 5 hours now costs you over 34,000 rupees a month in lost potential. You are literally bleeding tens of thousands of rupees a month in completely invisible costs.
So let me challenge you on this right now. Would you honestly still scroll your favorite social media app if at the end of the month you got a bill from them for 20,000 rupees? No way. You delete the app immediately. But here's the catch. By wasting your highly valuable time on these platforms, you are effectively paying that massive, invisible fee every single month. You're already the rich person paying them to distract you.
So why exactly does this happen? Well, keeping people distracted is actually a really old strategy. The Roman Empire used this concept called bread and circuses. Basically, keep the citizens fed, keep them constantly entertained with violent circus games, and they won't focus on the massive societal and political issues crumbling around them. Modern society operates incredibly similarly. Endless social media feeds and infinite streaming content, those are today's circuses. It keeps entire generations comfortably numb, totally docile, and completely distracted from their own personal progress. Escaping for a bit is fine, but living your entire life in an entertained coma, that's a trap.
Okay, Section 3, the time boxing solution. We're going to look at Harvard's scientifically proven #1 method to take your life back.
Now, you might be thinking, can I just write a to-do list? Well, actually, out of 100 productivity hacks analyzed by Harvard, time boxing beat every single one of them. Author Daniel Markovits explains exactly why standard to-do lists fail. First, a long list gives you total paralysis of choice. You see a quick 3-minute task next to a grueling 30-minute high-focus task. Naturally, you're going to pick the 3-minute one because it's easy, which completely ignores your natural energy levels during the day. Plus, lists lack a clear why. Time boxing, on the other hand, is what billionaires like Bill Gates and Elon Musk actually use. You don't just list tasks, you take a specific task and forcefully pack it into a strict time slot on your calendar. You dictate exactly when it happens and exactly how long it takes.
Because here is a powerful truth you need to remember. Time doesn't just magically clear up for you to do important things. You have to actively go in and capture it. As the saying goes, if you don't rule the calendar on your wall, you can't rule the outside world. You absolutely have to become the undisputed dictator of your own daily schedule. Which brings us to Section 4, directing reclaimed time with SMART goals. Now that you've got your calendar under control, you need a framework to ensure that time is pointed at a highly defined target.
You can't just time box random stuff, right? It needs to be SMART. S is for specific. Don't just vaguely say, I want to travel. Specify, are you going to Delhi or are you going to Goa? M is measurable. Imagine downloading a massive 10-gigabyte file with 0 progress bars showing you the time remaining. You'd be incredibly irritated. You need to measure exactly how many hours and days your goal requires to relieve that exact kind of anxiety. A is achievable. If you're earning 1 lakh a month, suddenly saying you'll make 1 crore next month isn't really achievable in that time frame. Miracles happen, sure, but not every Tuesday. R is relevant, which we'll jump into in a second. And finally, T is time-bound. Set a hard starting and finishing date so you actually rule the calendar. Let's actually back up to relevant for just a second, because this is a brilliant way to think about it. Don't be the dog chasing a parked car. Think about it. If a dog chases a car and the car finally stops, the dog just stands there looking confused, totally unsure of what to do with it. If you pursue a goal, let's say you dedicate 10 days of intense, time-box work to it, but it doesn't align deeply with your actual personal values, you are eventually going to stop and wonder why on earth you just wasted 10 days of your irreplaceable time. Make absolutely sure the goal actually matters to you. We've covered a ton of ground today. We've talked about how time is an unforgiving horse, how mindless entertainment drains our ultimate wealth, and how strict time boxing towards SMART goals is the ultimate solution. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Will you value your next 30 minutes more than 10,000 rupees? Because if you can make that mental switch, that commitment right now, you won't just stop wasting your life, you'll start truly commanding it. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and seriously, don't let the next 30 minutes pass you by without a plan.